Okay, Joe and Sean. Aquí, Joe and Sean. Perdón. First of all, we need to see the difference between the uh, pronouns and the indirect object. Okay, so the pronouns like I, you, he or she, we, you, all, and they. So then we have got the indirect object. In English is different from Spanish completely. Completely because it says an indirect object is a word or phrase. Let me fix it here. It's a word or phrase that receives the direct object in a sentence. Indirect objects are typically placed between the verb and the direct object within a sentence. But what is that? It says in English grammar, an indirect object is the word or phrase that receives the direct object. In the sentence, the teacher gave the students cake, the indirect object is the students. Who received the action? So they received the action. The direct object is the cake given by the teacher. So, in other words, if you say, el profesor dio pastel a los estudiantes. Ok, lo vamos a hacer aquí. The teacher gave the students cake. The teacher gave the students cake. El profesor les dio pastel. Entonces, lo vamos a volver a hacer. We're going to do it again in Spanish. El maestro les dio pastel. El maestro les dio pastel, meaning the teacher gave the students cake. So, in this case, in English, I'm going to try to go step by step. The teacher gave the students cake, so you can substitute it with something else. That's why we have got pronouns. In Spanish, they're called pronouns, but in English, they're called object pronouns. So let's see. Here. The teacher gave them cake. Okay, and now with this information, now I have to tell you that pronouns, that's exactly what it means. A pronoun is the one that substitutes the noun. So instead of saying, he works in London, you can say, Joe works in London, because the pronouns, that's what they do, they substitute. And in the case of the teacher gave the students cake, so the teacher gave them cake is substituting. Is the same thing in Spanish. Okay. So if you want to understand what the indirect object is, then I'm going to show you another trick that is called object pronouns. Me, you, him, her, it, us, you, and them. Okay, so what's this called in English? This is called object pronouns. So, and you have the example here. When I say the teacher gave the students cake, the teacher gave me, no, sorry, the teacher gave them cake. So we have got one subject, the teacher. Gave is the action. Them is the one that receives the action. So it's the same thing in Spanish. El maestro, the subject. Dio is the action, but we need indirect object before the verb, not like in English, after the verb, before the verb. Les dio pastel is them, gave them. Les dio. Ok, otro ejemplo, y lo vamos a hacer aquí. This is a very simple example. Laura loves me. So Laura loves me. Laura does the action. Love is the action. Me is the person that receives the action. That's the indirect object. So in Spanish, that would be Laura me ama. Me. Entonces estamos ocupando me. In the case of what we were seeing today, well, tonight, well, today, it's te dijo, me dijo. It's the same principle. Laura me dijo. So Laura told me, or Laura told me. Let's see. Laura told me. So you see, that's the way it works. You use a subject, any subject, like Emilio gave Joe a book. Okay. So Emilio gave Joe a book. That would be, this is equals Emilio gave him, okay, him a book. Emilio le dio un libro a Joe. So you see, in Spanish, there's only one way that we can say it. Emilio le dio un libro a Joe. Okay, and if you want to break it down even more, Emilio dio, gave a book to Joe. Emilio le dio un libro. Okay? So it's going to get there. Keep reading this until you understand. I mean, I'm going to give you more examples. You're going to give me the examples, and you will see that you will understand. Okay? All right. See you later.